Let's get our guy in, Bill Reiter. He knows what's up. Senior NBA writer. Were you surprised it was so easy for Washington here that Indiana didn't give you more of an umph? I mean, they just put their foot on the gas in the second quarter, and it was a pretty comfortable trip from there.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Charlotte rolled over the other night, and it was Indiana, EK, who rolled over in this game. And give the Wizards credit. They played like the team that we saw over the last third of the season, where they were finished 17-6. Their offense was clicking. All those guys are playing with the kind of energy we didn't see in that first game. But I got to tell you, I think it's more about the fact that there's some bad teams that have made the play-in than it is about the Wizards being some kind of superstar contender. This is probably what happens when you let 9 and 10s get in. They're going to have down games, and you're going to have some ugly performances.
All right. Well, ultimately, though, did the Wizards make out by losing to Boston and then beating Indiana? Because as the 8 seed, you get the Sixers. As the 7 seed, you get the Nets. And you know the Nets coasted. It was basically like they were tagging in. All right, Kevin Durant, you tag in. All right, James Harden, you tag in. Kyrie Irving, you tag in. Well, now they're all tagged in for the playoffs. Did the Wizards actually make out by losing to Boston and then winning and ending up as the 8 seed?
It's a great question, and I think the answer is yes and no. On the one hand, yes, most people that I talk to around the NBA absolutely believe that the Nets have the most upside of any team in the postseason, and they're going to roll, at least early on, teams that can't match them in talent. With respect to Bradley Beal, who's beat up, and Russell Westbrook, who's inconsistent in the postseason, they can't match them talent-wise. And if you sort of dive further into it, the Sixers are probably a little more susceptible. They're not great offensively. Doc Rivers has not had a terrific history in the postseason in terms of squandering leads, 3-1 series lead a couple times, 3-2 series leads several times. There's some concerns about Ben Simmons and how the half-court offense works in the fourth quarter when he's one of your two most talented players on the floor. Part of the plan for Philly is you have to rely on guys that aren't superstars like Danny Granger, dudes like that, to hit shots. That doesn't usually work in the playoffs. So, yeah, it's a better matchup. All of that said, EK, no one I've talked to believes, and I certainly don't believe, the Wizards beat any of the top 3 seeds in the first round of the NBA playoffs, including the 76ers, whatever their potential postseason shortcomings.
All right, now there's one more game in the play-in tournament, and that's Golden State and Memphis out west. That'll be on Friday night. Losers out. Winner advances and gets the Utah Jazz. Do you like Golden State or Memphis? I know there's sort of a little bit of a buzz around here, including with our Tim Doyle. He thinks Memphis has a real shot to win the game here.
I think, yeah, I love Tim. Tim also wants to name his next shout Ja Morant Doyle. So I think it's 100%. Look, we'll see. And it's a one-game play, and to be fair, we've never seen this before. It's hard to know how teams are going to react. But as best I can guess, and as best GMs I've talked to and players and executives can guess, these games are going to operate like a Game 7 because it is, in fact, an elimination game. The Warriors have been there, done that. Ja Morant and Memphis have not. And I mean, there's some reasons if you want to bet on Memphis, you could certainly do it. They're one of the better teams, top 6 in the NBA at turning over opponents. That's something the Warriors struggle with against the Lakers. 15 second-half turnovers, a big part of the reason the Warriors have to play in this game. And this is a young, athletic team that will certainly push and have the energy to push the Warriors. I just think, EK, postseason experience, Steph Curry the way that he's playing, and the fact that the Warriors are going to play small because they have to because of their injuries. They've just been better statistically when Draymond's been at the 5, and Steve Kerr has no choice but to play him there, especially with Wiseman out. I think all of that adds up to a pretty easy win for Golden State.
All right, there you go. Our guy making plays, getting it done. Love it. Thank you very much, Bill. Certainly appreciate the time. All right, let's take a look at where we are in the West. So almost a full and complete, just one more slot up for grabs. The Warriors-Grizzlies winner gets the Jazz. Jazz are the 1 seed. Clippers-Mavs in that 4-5 matchup. And I'll tell you, a lot of our guys, our experts, like the Clippers to come out of the Western Conference, especially at the price where they are. So you want to take a little flyer, maybe that's where you want to look. Nuggets-Blazers in that 3-6. And the Lakers as the 7 seed, huge favorites, despite that they're the 7 seed over the 2nd seeded Phoenix Suns.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.